I'm telling you a story about my baby Statty, my son Zion. So I was dating this guy and I had a lot of feelings for him and everything, and it was hard, he had a lot of issues, a lot of anger, a lot of where he hurt, he'd hurt me, he'd physically hurt me, he'd abuse me. And it was hard, and I like just put up with it because I did have a lot of feelings for him. And so I put up with him abusing me. And we dated for like about a year. And I got pregnant with my son. And so one time we decided to go to the ocean together. And we were staying at the ocean camping together. And I was like, whoa, I'm finding even more about his anger issues. And whoa, okay. Okay, well, the flash turned on. I didn't know that. Okay. Well, anyway, I didn't know that here I was in the dark and thought that was my only choice. I didn't know there was a flash. Okay, let there be light. So we're camping out on the ocean, and I'm finding out about his anger issues, and they're worse than I think. And it was just bad. He wanted me to run a mile for him, and I didn't really want to run a mile. And so I said no, and then he punches me in the eye as hard as he can. I got a black eye, and I was like, whoa, really, whoa, So by the time we were done with this 3-day thing, I was pretty bruised up, and it was really bad. And we were all abused. It was really horrible. And I was like, I gotta get away from this guy. I feel like my life's in danger. And he used to say things like, I love you to death. He used to say that. And the creepy part about him saying that is it felt, well, it just felt like he loved me, and if he had to die to prove it, or anyway, it was just a weird thing. So I decided, with as bad as he abused me for those 3 days, I decided I had to escape. And I really felt like I was escaping for my life. I felt like I love you to death means if you try to leave, I will kill you. I felt like that's what it meant. And so I'm trying to escape, and I'm like, I have to do this or without him seeing me, or it's going to get really bad. So we walk out. So we were camping for 3 days, and we walk out, and we walk back into the main road. We're over there in Paradise Park. We're in close to Hilo, Hawaii. We walk out, and he has a doctor's appointment, so he has to go see a doctor that day. And I was like, oh, this could be my escape. I'm like, this needs to be my escape. And I knew, like, I felt like my life was really in danger. And so he heads off to his doctor's appointment, and I'm like, I need to go. I'm like, my life's in danger. So I get away from him. The first person I see when I get out, I'm walking out of the woods, and I see someone. I said, I'm running for my life. I said, my life's in danger. And I looked at him, and I was serious, and I'm like, I'm running for my life. Can you put me up? Can you help me out? And he decided he was going to help me. And that was the very first person I found. And I was so scared. And he would tell I really was running for my life. And I was so freaking out. And so he was like, okay, I'll let you come stay at my house for a few days, and I'll, help you get out of here, So he lets me come stay at his house. And this guy was really cool. And he had Venus fly traps everywhere. There was Venus flytraps everywhere. That he raised Venus flytraps, so that was really cool. And so, so I'm hanging out at his house, just being safe, getting ready to get on the plane, leaving my stuff behind, only having a backpack. And I remember before I found this guy and my baby's daddy, before I had my child, was headed off to his appointment. I was so scared. I was like, whoa. I was just like shaken. I was just so scared of everything that happened and being physically abused by him and everything like that. I was so scared to walk away. I was so scared he would still find me. I was so scared if I made the wrong move that I wasn't going to make it. I was so really, really scared. And so I'm staying at this place with a Venus flytrap, and I'm there for like 3 days until he gets me to the plane. And it was so, like, all of this was so interesting. And so I get on the plane. I'm on the plane. I'm flying to Kauai. I was like, I feel like Kauai is the safest place right now. So I'm flying to Kauai. Don't have a place to go. Don't know anyone or anything. And I tell this guy my story, the one that's sitting next to me, and he goes, well, you're in luck. And when he said I was in luck, that meant he was going to let me stay at his house with a car. And he was going to leave and go work on the oil field. So basically, he took care of me there for a while. The person I met on the plane. So that was a real blessing. That was a real blessing. So, well, anyway, that is the beginning of the story. And there's more to tell. But I ended up in Kauai at a safe place to live. And I ended up in a shelter eventually in Kauai. And from that shelter, I decided to go to Alaska. So I'll get back with you on the Alaska story. So I stayed there until I was ready to go to Alaska. And I show up in Alaska. I got like a $400 money order and $20 in my pocket. I have to hitchhike out of the airport. A single mom, pregnant with a child. I hitchhike out of there. I'm like, what can I do? I end up at a 24-hour restaurant. Hitchhiking out of Alaska airport. Don't know a soul there. Don't know anyone. And so I, at the 24-hour restaurant, and keep ordering food, not knowing to go. And the guy that worked there, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I just got here. I don't know anyone. And the guy that worked there decided he was going to put me up. So he decided he was going to take care of me. So that's how I got my start in Alaska. I was at a 24-hour restaurant and let someone I just met take care of me. And it was really special, you know. I remember him saying, I'll give you 1 day to figure it out. I'll give you 1 day. So that's what he did. He gave me 1 day to figure it out. So I called around, found a shelter, and that got me my start, okay? Got me a little start. Then I stayed at a shelter for 2 months, a women's shelter, and after 2 months, someone from church took me in. So that's the beginning of my story. I had a house in 2 months. And telling you my story of Alaska. I had a beautiful little house.